Welcome inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. It is Big Three boys basketball. The Durfee New Bedford rivalry renewed, and we got a treat for you at home. We got Greg Sullivan from the Herald News joining me. It's take two, Greg.
I don't know how you define treat, Evan, but I love, but I'm a bit of a ham. I love doing this, and I just hope someone in my family watches.
There you go. Well, we're glad that you're here. I'm glad that you were able to do this because we did the Brockton game last year. Now we're doing New Bedford together, so always great having someone to talk to, Greg.
I only do Big Three games, in case you're wondering.
Yes, yeah, big-time guy, Big Three only. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned.
Maybe too much.
Yeah. So let's talk about Durfee a little bit. I had a chance to talk with Coach Guimond early in the day. And, they're at 5-5. We're literally halfway through the season. They lost to Brockton. So this game means a lot going down the second half of the season. And Coach says that the defense is one of the team's strong suits. So let's hear from Coach, and we'll break it down after we hear from the coach.
Bring it on.
We're making it tough for other teams to score. The thing is that we have to score more than them to win. So defensively, I think we're okay. I think that's a big strength of the team. Guys are buying in our defensive assignments. But offensively is going to be a thing moving forward. For us to become a really good team, we got to get better on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so there's a good word from Coach Guimond. And, one of the things this team has struggled with is scoring. And they're coming up against a defense tonight for New Bedford that's holding their opponents to about 50 points a game. So that may not be a good recipe for the Hilltoppers tonight. I think it's going to be a battle of defenses.
Oh, I agree. And you just stole my word there when you talked about the recipe, because I was just reading about New Bedford's last game against Dartmouth, which doesn't have a particularly strong team, but they just absolutely suffocated them with their defense. The traditional New Bedford press, hound, cause turnovers, and they don't even necessarily start with it right away, but within 5 minutes you're going to see it. So, and I will say that Durfee, what I've seen, I agree, works hard on defense. So let's play a numbers game. If they can keep New Bedford in the low 60s or below, I say they've got a shot at this game.
All right. I like a little prediction, so that's good. We'll see. We'll see if it pans out in the end. We're going to turn it over to Coach Justin Cruz. He's the public address announcer tonight. He has your starters. We'll be back after the anthem, so stick around.
Tonight, we would like to welcome the boys from our middle school basketball team. From Morgan Middle School, their student athletes followed by head coach Chris Blanchett, assisted by Doug Kamal. Middle school, Talent Middle School. Student athletes followed by head coach Miles Murray and assisted by Judson Chapman. Cuss Middle School, their student athletes followed by head coach Keith Bichon, assisted by Kate Jones-Peterson. Henry Lord Middle School, student athletes followed by head coach Thomas Souza, assisted by Robert DeShane. Gordon Middle School, student athletes followed by head coach Kyle Souza, assisted by Tracy Cabral. RPA Middle School, student athletes followed by head coach Jessica D. Polito, assisted by Jack Silvaggio. ACS student athletes, followed by their head coach Armando Armata, assistant coach David Cole. And Argosy Middle School, student athletes, followed by head coach Mike Androgen, assisted by Alex Dos Santos and C.J. Russ. We thank you for your dedication and commitment to your school and your team. We wish you all the best for a great season. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. From the visiting whale, senior number 3, Lamar Antu. Senior number 5, Elijah Dyer. Senior number 10, Damani Condi. Senior number 15, Elias Perez. Junior, number 15, Nelly Nira. Junior, number 13, Isaiah Lorenzi. Senior, captain, number 14, Joe Kamara. Senior, captain, number 23, Brendan White. The Hilltoppers are coached by head coach Jameson Iman, assisted by Ryan Rogers, John Williams, Corey Cornell, and Joe DeCruz. The officials for tonight's game are enrolled by the MIAA. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches, no matter what their personal feelings or loyalties may be in this contest. Now, let's please stand and remove our caps for the singing of our national anthem by our very own cheerleader, Kiana Medeiros.
All right, and that'll conclude tonight's opening ceremonies, Greg. And it is middle school night here as well. We had last Friday with the girls game against Brockton. We had the girls middle school program. Tonight, the boys. So from Morton, the Morton team with Chris Blanchette, coach. Talbot, led by Miles Murray. Cuss, led by Keith Michon. Henry Lord, led by Tom Souza. Doran with Kyle Souza. RPA, Jessica DiPolito. ACS with Armando Arbaca. And Argosy with Mike Bedrosian. So middle school night, nice to see. We saw in the background there a lot of the kids, so always nice to have that turnout.
Can't you name all the kids too? Let's get all the kids in there. Do we have time?
No, we don't have the.
Sorry.
We don't have the list of the kids. We only have the schools and the coaches. But great to see that there's a nice contingency here. And it's Big Three basketball. This place should be full, and we have this probably our best crowd of the night, best crowd of the year. Here at the field house. So good to see everybody come out on a Friday night.
Absolutely. I mean, this place is enormous. Is it full? No, but this is an awful lot of people here for a game.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, tip-off. We got the big guy, Isaiah Morenzi there with number 22, Colby McCoy, another big guy. These two teams pretty big height-wise. And starting with a three, it's off the scoreboard. That was Elias Perez, a no-go. It's going out of play, and it'll go back the other direction. So New Bedford will have it.
And there was no hesitation in taking that first opening shot. One pass and a three from the corner.
underneath, tough shot. Got some help, no good, and Hilltoppers with the rebound. Tyshawn Lopes slows it down, resets everybody. Dylan Mira gets the pass up to Brendan White. Now Joe Camara thought of a quick pull-up, no go. And right away you see New Bedford, the minute wherever the ball is, there's a sea of red jerseys to the corner. Nillen, that's off the mark. White up the ladder, can't get the rebound. Lamar Antone takes it the other way. Loose ball picked up by McCoy, and he is fouled. That's our first foul of the night.
And McCoy, he is, I would say, the certifiably wide body out there, and that's what makes him a little different from the Durfee front line. Joe Camara, who's more of a guard, is a pretty big, wide kid, but he is McCoy. I don't think he's going to get moved around much. So,
Morency picks up his first foul of the evening, and Morency tends to be a little bit foul heavy, at least in the games that we've seen. So, hopefully, he can keep it under 3 in the first half. That would really only give him one more before. So 1 for 2 is McCoy at the line, and a 1-0 lead for New Bedford just over 60 seconds in. Evan Massoud and Greg Sullivan with you here on Fred TV for high school sports. Camara for 3, no good, it's short. And the Whalers, that's Elijah Diaz, one of the captains. He came away with it, put back, no. Condi is fouled. And that's 2 for Durfee.
I know it's early in the game, but it's like New Bedford's quickness, while they aren't super tall, not that much taller than Durfee, they are really quicking it on the offensive glass already.
Good inbound pass, but in traffic they get it to McCoy. Doesn't go, another whistle. And that's going to be on New Bedford. That's Elias Perez picking up his first foul. So Durfee with 2, and nice. Oh, that was sweet right there. I was just about to say, it's amazing there's more fouls than there are points on the board, but now we've evened out. That's for 3 in the corner, no good by Antone. Camara gets the Hilltoppers on the board with that great feed from his buddy Lopes. And it is Lopes right there with the ball now, spinning. Oh, that's almost a travel. It's very close. Could have gone either way. A steal, back to Antone. He's going 1-on-2. And that's a tough foul, I think, coming on Lopes right there. It looked like he swatted the ball.
You said the key word there, I mean, there were 2 Durfee guys defending him pretty well. But when you take a big swipe, you're kind of begging for it. Even if you get all ball, it's just, the rest will not ignore that too often.
And that actually went on Nillen, so he picks up the foul. Antone at the line, and he hits the first. So interestingly enough, for an offense, a Whalers offense that has averaged 82 points in the last 2 games, their 3 points have come at the line. Nothing from the field yet in the first 2.5 minutes.
And that's encouraging. I know you shouldn't draw too many conclusions from 2.5 minutes, but so far so good for Durfee. And like we said, Evan, I don't think New Bedford hasn't turned on what we call the psycho press yet.
No, and they're not playing a zone. I mean, this is really total man-to-man right now, it seems.
Good pass.
What a block. Camara gets it back. Another block, back-to-back. McCoy with the denials. Saying, not in my house. He forgets it's Durfee's house.
Yeah. And that's some smart blocking. I mean, he isn't necessarily right on the guy who's shooting. He's kind of coming in, and that way that's how you avoid trouble.
They got that off. Great job by Nera to get it off, but unfortunately off the mark. So he's 0 for 2 behind the line. You know, when you have that advantage, though, with height, you can do that, and McCoy has that advantage. We see Morency make some good blocks, too. I'm interested with this matchup between the 2 of them because, McCoy is big and so is Morency. Morency's tall. No shot, and it's an offensive foul. Well, one trend early here is that the officials are going to be quick with the whistles. 2 fouls for New Bedford, 3 for Durfee.
Morency wide open at the foul line.
a travel, and that's going back. And it's Lamar Antone picking up his first foul. Antone gets the pass. Going back to Diaz. Back to Antone. Quick three off the back of the rim. And Condi with the rebound. Back to Antone. Back to Condi in the paint. Puts it up. Basket and one. The foul coming.
That was a tough shot.
It sure was. And Isaiah Morency picking up number 2. And that's part of the, his aggressive play. He's not afraid to swat at it, but he gets called on these fouls.
Oh, yeah, number 2, yep, on him.
That's his second, and we're only halfway through the first quarter. This is for a 3-point swing, a little bank shot off the glass. Orange ball in the corner pocket.
That's it, a little Cheese Johnson action.
6-2 the score early. White with a pull-up, he got blocked. Basket's good! Way to take one for the team.
You know, Evan, he definitely did get nailed, but it never hurts to fall, too.
No, I know. The Canadiens know all about that.
Uh-oh.
Bruins look pretty good this year as we transition quickly to the ice. They've been playing some pretty good hockey.
Is Rick Middleton still playing?
I am not sure.
Missed the free throw, which is a little rare for Brendan.
So 4-4 with fouls. That foul was on Condi. That's what sent White to the line. Sending it back out. That's a heck of a pass. My gosh. Make nothing, something out of nothing. Diaz went down. White coming back. 2-on-2. White coast to coast. He can't get it to go. Out of bounds. Other direction we go.
Can't complain about that move, though. He actually blew right by the New Bedford defense. I think he may have been surprised that he got to the rim and there was no hand trying to block him.
Timeout for Brian Rudolph and the Whalers. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, White really is fast. He has tremendous speed out there. Gabe DeOliveira is another one. Very quick, has that soccer base. We talked about this. I talked about this earlier in the season. There's a few soccer players. When you have that base, running on the soccer field for, 80 minutes and then some, then you come in here and you play on this little court for 32. That stamina helps. You got a lot left in the tank, and you're able to. My sister ran cross country here, and it was the same thing for her. That big base from cross country, she excelled in winter track because she had that stamina built up, from the long range runs and stuff like that.
She was tremendous, right?
Thank you, Greg. Yes, she set a few records. Not sure if they are all still standing, but I'm pretty sure some of them are. So, all right, we do have a correction, and of course, I thought I was right. New Bedford only has 3 fouls. It had said 4, so we have 4 for Durfee, 3 for New Bedford, and the score is 6-4 New Bedford right now.
So we're dealing with fake news here. Is that what's going on?
Oh boy, not on my broadcast. Not when it comes to sports. There's a 3-ball, no good. Kamara with the rebound, gets it to White.
It's still interesting, playing basketball indoors, and some of these kids, they wear long sleeves.
Yeah, I know. That's it. The NBA players do the same thing. Steph Curry's one of the few that he kind of started at. That's another 3-ball put up and no good. So thankfully for the Hilltoppers, at least,
Beautiful.
It is another great feed. Milanera puts it in, but it's really his teammate that deserves the credit on that shot. Tied at 6.
So we've seen that open about 3 or 4 times already, the quick cuts. And
Travel in the paint, and that's a turnover, and the Hilltoppers will have a chance to take their first lead of the contest. Antone is out for the time being. I see number 11, Trey Resendiz Cross, a captain. There, another good feed. Morency gives the Hilltoppers the lead as he gets in the book. 8-6 the score.
Man, that was an easy beat the press there for 2.
Sure was.
Very interesting, very encouraging.
Now was a long pass, another long pass.
White's going to dive.
Oh boy, sliding out of bounds. Durfee's going to retain possession. I got to tell you, White, I'm very impressed by White. He had a good season last year as a senior this year. I mean, he's not afraid to go for the ball.
No, you knew 30 feet before he got there he was going to dive for that.
For three, no good from Lopes, kept in. Nicely done by Condi. There goes Resendi's cross, gets it out to Perez. Perez going in the paint, and another whistle and another foul. We may see bonus before the end of the first quarter.
I fear you're correct, Evan.
All right, 2 shots coming. 5th foul for the Hilltoppers. It's Tyshawn Lopes first. So good news for the most part. Durfee's spreading them out. It's not just one player with, say, 3 or 4. There's that first basket from Perez.
We've heard a lot of good things about this player, Elias Perez.
Yes.
One of their very best players.
2 for 2. We're tied at 8.
All right, looks like that press is about to get ratcheted up a little bit here.
Oh, yeah, you see the guys playing up. What it does do, sometimes it creates errant passes like that, but usually it opens somebody up down the court. Oh, that would have been a travel. Instead, a turnover. Nera driving, gets the basket and the foul. Beautiful touch on that roll.
Absolutely, a little coast-to-coast action there. And again, Durfee has decided they are going to run with the Whalers.
Well, I got to tell you, I talked to Coach Guimond about this, and that foul was on Resendi's cross, his first. I mentioned this to Coach Guimond earlier in the season. I think it might have been before opening night. I said, Coach, you guys came back against Somerset. The full court press always works. The Fian game, they were down and they started the second half, double-digit run. I said, why not press more often? I said, why just shoot the threes? I asked him point blank. It wasn't to question coaching. It's just in general because we see that a lot. And I still think.
Did he get mad at you?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good.
No. I still think that's what cost Durfee in the playoff game last year against Brockton. If you look at the tape, Renzi gets fouled. And he said, the threes, if you look at the NBA, you look at college, everybody's shooting threes. He said it's just kind of the new wave of basketball. And I said, well,
yeah, it's the old mathematics thing. They're worth 50% more, so you can afford to miss more.
Exactly. Yeah. So, it's good in theory, but, when you're pressing, Morency hits the first. One thing Durfee did do well in that playoff game last year against Brockton was when they needed to, and they went full court press, they did the right things. The baskets fell, or they were getting the fouls and making the shots. You're not just throwing lame ducks out there. Look at that block. There's Morency's first. We're waiting for that.
Uh-oh.
A little extra there.
Don't be jarring.
A little extra right there. Coach Rudolph not happy at all.
No.
And, charging out like he did, he's got to be careful about technical fouls from a coaching standpoint. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Diaz with it. Back out. Put up, no good. Rebound to the Toppers. They have the numbers. Tyshawn Lopes can't get it to fall. Nilanera gets the rebound. He goes down to the ground, passes to White. Lopes, no good. Out of bounds. Durfee ball.
I like it. Durfee working hard.
Coach
Rudolph is animated.
Coach, I know, really. He is not happy at all. Morency puts it up. Still a loose ball. Back court. And there we go.
Tough break there.
It is a tough break.
Just going for the ball.
It's a good call, though.
Evan, I don't know if I'm reading into things. During a lull there, Antone on the bench was looking back at us, and I don't think he liked my remark about the long sleeves. He was looking right back at our broadcast position here.
Well, Durfee's wearing them too. It's it's personal preference, I suppose. That's for 3 in the tie. It's good. That was Elias Perez, tied at 11 with 12 seconds to play in the first quarter.
know, that's their first 3, so no complaints
It
from
is.
Durfee.
White with the jumper, no good. 4 seconds for New Bedford to try to get a basket here. 1 second.
I might go.
No go.
Whoa, just too late.
That's a good call. And I'm not just saying that. That's a very good call right there. I said, why is he not putting it up? He was in the air when the buzzer went, but the ball didn't leave the hands. And that is a tough break. But I'll tell you, Coach Rudolph, I haven't seen a coach get that steamed in a while.
Harry Lowe's not here, is he? Have you seen Harry Lowe? Harry Lowe?
So we're tied at 11 after 1 quarter.
And Evan, I have to tweet, so I won't say anything for a few seconds.
That's all right. I know you're multitasking.
Not
It's
very
okay.
well either.
It's all right. So after the first quarter, Greg, I see you got the tweet out here as we say hello to the fans again. 1 quarter in the books. Might as well be 0-0. It's 11-11, and a little bit of drama as you come to expect when it's Durfee, New Bedford.
Well, Evan, I will say sometimes you're tied 11-11, but you can tell the other team maybe is definitely better, and you're kind of hanging on. No impression whatsoever that I'm seeing there. Durfee is going full speed. They're going after them. They're rebounding. After getting hurt on the offensive boards the first 2 minutes, they're doing well. So, yeah, let's keep it going. Excellent game.
It sure is. This is everything you'd expect from the first quarter, and we'll see what the second quarter brings. I'll tell you, really, I'm not kidding. I sit behind coaches here for all these games, and Coach Rudolph, that's about as animated as I've seen any coach in the, now this is my 6th season. I mean, he was steamed. And
he's in good shape. He can do it.
I give the officials a lot of credit to understand the ramifications of a big game like this, to not just, call a tech. Because I'll tell you, some refs may not have, they may be more short-fused, and they may not tolerate as much. So I give our officials a lot of credit there.
Yeah, I think what they'll do is they will tolerate a quick initial burst.
Yeah,
and as long
that
as
was
he
prolonged.
doesn't beat it well, yeah, it was quite a burst. But I think they admire his athleticism too, so
Yeah,
I think that's helping him.
Yeah, maybe. And a foul to start the second.
Just saw a couple slices of pizza go by, Evan. I remember years ago you were not allowed to eat beyond the eating area over there.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I still think that's the rule, but
Hey, we're not the food cops.
exactly. It's the way it is. That foul is on Brendan
2.
White. Oh, I'm sorry, number 2. That's A.B. Medrano, his first. And an 0 for trip at the line there for McCoy. So he is 1 for 3 on the night in free throws.
Have we ever found out what AB stands for, or is his name actually?
AB is his name.
That's cool.
Because I had asked the same thing. I assumed it was initials, and no, it's actually AB is his name. Tyshawn Lopes trying to find an open man or an open shot, gets it to White. Thought about a 3, thought better of it. Now out to Medrano. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. Nillen with a quick 3. That's short. On the other end, Perez.
That might be called getting away with one there.
Yeah, he lost that one.
All right. There's some good quick movement. That last Durfee possession was probably their biggest struggle of the whole game to get a decent shot.
Yeah, and they basically, the Whalers are double teaming everybody that has the ball. Morency was left open underneath, and he puts Durfee back ahead.
A lot of good things happen when they get the ball to the foul line.
That goes back to my point of don't just take threes because they're open necessarily if other things are working. That's put up no good. Swatted by Medrano to Nillen-Nera.
Oh, too many
and
people
triple
there.
teamed on Lopes.
Uh-oh, they got long sleeves there.
So that's a second for Antone. Had one in the first, now one in the second. And McCoy is out. So the big man taking a seat. Kenny Franklin, number 30, into the game for the Whalers.
Oh, boy.
Out to Morency, now to Lopes near us, to the corner. No good by Madrano, swatted out of play. That's the other direction. Went out off of Morency. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk a
This score, huh?
low score, 13-11, huh? Little jumper in the paint. It's going to be short. The rebound to Franklin just into the game. Gave a little push off there.
I don't even know if Little is correct. He did. That was
On the foul, Durfee's going to go into bonus here.
a little Tito Santana forearm there for some of you older wrestling fans. You knew it was coming at some point, didn't you? You had to get it out of the way and move on. One per half.
Oh, it's so great. All right. So second foul for Perez, 7th for the team for the Whalers, and now a 1-and-1. And it doesn't go. White can't get it to fall.
Neither team shooting the free throws well. Oh, did no one call that out? It'll help your guy when he gets picked.
Yeah. Okay, Lopes gets the rebound against some numbers, but Bedford is quick. Morency underneath, puts it in.
Patient, very patient under there.
Very patient, and I like what they're doing because, again, they're not just necessarily taking wasted shots. I love when they play to the basket. I really do. The team is a totally different team when they do that. They don't all fall,
No.
but you know what? You get a better shot of a foul as well and some points out of that trip down into the other end of the court.
Evan, I don't always agree with you, but I agree with you now.
Thank you, Greg. Dr. Malone in the house, our superintendent.
Mayday Malone, nice to see you there. He's pretty much a high energy guy, huh?
Oh, I love it. I love him. All right, some more subs up. McCoy back in, Franklin out. Getting some underneath presence to try to defend Morency, I guess. Coach Rudolph has seen enough. Loose ball.
Absolutely nobody helped Lopes there, Evan.
Oh, timeout. That's brilliant. Timeout by the Hilltoppers. I thought we were going to jump ball. That took a while for that to materialize, but.
You know, he got trapped over there and no teammate
Yeah.
was within 20 feet of him, so that's that can't be happening.
No, so heads up basketball by the Hilltoppers to call timeout and maintain possession. They'll get the ball with 20 seconds on the shot clock. I don't think we ever mentioned the records. Durfee's 5-5 into this game. 0-1 in the Big Three. New Bedford is 7-2, but they are also 0-1 in the Big Three. It's because Brockton is just on another planet right now.
Yeah, it was a pretty tight game, 4 or 6 points, so
Yeah.
very good, very good. Yeah, Brockton, the consensus was New Bedford and Brockton with Durfee a little below them, so.
Yeah.
What a big, I mean, it would rock the league a little if Durfee wins tonight, yeah.
Oh,
Change
sure
the
would.
perspective on everything.
And you want to talk about a confidence booster. You know, Hilltoppers were down their last game. They played one of the top Division I teams in the state. Very big for them. And, you know, if there's anything to build off of, I would say it's that, you know. Brendan White with 17 on the shot clock coming out of that timeout. Nera to the corner, back to White. 10 on the shot clock, back to Nera.
So you have an old school post move.
Yep. Got to get a shot off. Madrano going for 3. Knocks it down! Fading away. Madrano with the first downtown shot of the night for Durfee. It's a 7-point game. That's outstanding. Yeah, Durfee on the road at West Roxbury Academy. 56-50 on Wednesday this past week. And that comes out after losing to Burke High School 61-29.
Yeah, that was a good big bounce back. Oh.
Yeah, so to come back and beat a Boston team, Division I Boston team, according to Coach Guimond, I'd say that's a morale booster if there ever was one. So big one for the Hilltoppers and a good one to build off of. Here's a quick three from Diaz. That's a no-go. And Madrano.
I think Durfee's just saying, keep shooting him.
Yeah, really.
Madrano,
Another three from
up.
Madrano. He hits that one too! How about that, Greg? 10-point Hilltoppers lead. What is that, an 8-0 run are we on?
I believe so. I'm going to have to do some math here.
Holy cow.
Oh, a little dance.
Morency with the block.
10-0. My goodness.
And Coach Rudolph signaling timeout. Now, Morency gets fired up, but he's got to be careful. You know, I got to tell you, Morenci's fire is great. You love that. And he actually makes me think of, oh, geez, I'm drawing a blank here.
Kevin Garnett.
Tyree Robinson.
Oh, okay.
Because Tyree was never short on emotion.
No.
You know, but you got to be careful because you don't want to get called on over celebrating either. Very early in the game. You know, 3:35 to play in the half.
Celebrate after the game.
Really, exactly.
We still have a few people trickling in here. I like this. Good crowd.
Yeah, this is a great Friday night crowd here. Durfee 6-man, well attended. The Durfee sideline, the whole other side of this field house here that we're seeing, well attended. And to your point, I mean, granted, you know, in the days of, you know, Skip Karam and all the titles, yeah, this place was standing room only. But in today's world, this is a really good crowd.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it helps that New Bedford is not far because the New Bedford fans and the Brockton fans always come out in droves. People like to make the trip to Durfee. I don't know what it is about this building, but there's always good crowds here, it seems, with any of the rivalry games, not just Big Three.
And the reasonable prices down at the concession stand never hurt. I hope they don't run, they might run out of pizza tonight.
Yeah, this is not, you know, the TD Garden, the Boston Celtics. A family affair, family value. All going back to the kids, you know.
Free parking.
Free.
Get these kids off the court.
Yeah, that's Tom Brady over there. Shouldn't he be nursing the hand?
No, I think so.
Stolen, Lopes, basket, 2 points, and he's in the books. The lead is 12 for Durfee, 23-11.
Wow. How cool is this, huh?
I'll be perfectly honest, I did not foresee this. I would have thought of back, you know, let's talk a little bit. It's one thing to have a 12-point lead here, but we are just about 5 minutes into the second quarter, and the Whalers only have 2 missed free throw attempts, not 1 point on the board for the Whalers in the second quarter. So not only is Durfee getting to the basket offensively, they're stopping the Whalers.
Absolutely.
Their defense is coming up.
And I think the big guy just got called with a little moving screen there.
Yep.
Troy. Let's see who it gets.
You are right about that.
Just his first?
That's his
Imagine
first.
one earlier.
That's his first. And it's not a 1-and-1 because it was an offensive foul. Lopes gets free, puts it up. That's no good. One of the few empty possessions for the Hilltoppers in this quarter. Loose ball on the rebound. White dribbling on the ground. Long pass, that's not a great decision there. I know what he was trying to do, but not a great decision there. To the corner, Antone for 3, knocks it down, and they're in the books and on the board here in the second quarter. A nearly 6-minute.
Imagine that, huh?
Yeah, a nearly 6-minute defensive stand by the Hilltoppers, who started this quarter with a 12-0 run before that 3. There's only 2:17 to play in the half. That is outstanding. Morency.
He's going to go all the way.
Oh, it didn't fall, but Madrano there. Back to Morency, loses it. And another turnover. This is Perez.
Wow.
Gets it to McCoy.
That was
McCoy with the pass.
Little pistol Pete Maravich there. I'm going back in time again. I apologize.
All right, Nera back to Lopes, now to Madrano. Morenzi in the corner.
Wisely just pass it up. That's not hit. Wow, that's deep.
And it's no good.
That was extremely deep.
Yeah. So now this is 4 straight possessions for Durfee. They either turned it over. Another 3. Resendiz cross. Just like that, a 4-point game. As the Whalers have gone on a bit of a run here. And this is, you know, this is what we talk about by just taking shots. You can't get complacent. And the Hilltoppers threw it away once. 2 shots that missed in the air. Actually 3. Not driving the lane. And just like that, an 8-0 run for New Bedford. So the complexion of this has changed in about 60 seconds.
Although you never say you're shocked with New Bedford.
Yeah.
Eventually, some of those threes are going to drop, but I don't know if I'd start changing things up on defense yet if I were Durfee. About, you know, of course, at some point they're going to stick some threes.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, that last 3, I mean, Resendiz cross was wide open. You know, he snuck in that corner and nobody saw him. What I'm interested to see as we have just under 90 seconds to play in this half is what both teams are going to come out with in the second half, because, I mean, this really has been a very competitive game. It's been a great game. I don't think either side's necessarily doing anything wrong.
Nope.
I think they're both playing to their strengths, and that's why we got such a good game going on right now.
Are you going to the Golden Gloves tomorrow?
I am not. I'm actually going to be PC Friars game.
Good man.
So, and I have never been to one, so I'm looking forward to it.
Bounce pass.
Gabe DeOliveira just into the game, and that is no good. McCoy with the rebound. 60 seconds to play in the half. Antone with a charge, but they call him the foul on the Hilltoppers. Madrano was in the way. As Durfee's 7th, and Antone will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Should be a 1-and-1. I don't think they can say he was in the process of shooting. He was still on the ground. Players get set to box out here. That's the 1-and-1. First one goes, so he'll shoot another. That one no good. Who wants it? Out of bounds, and New Bedford ball. So 58.9 seconds to play. Hilltoppers had a 12-0 lead about 2 minutes ago. It's now 23-20, and the Whalers with a chance to tie it up, pull off a 12-0 run of their own. Antone, look at that scoop. That is beautiful. It's an 11-0 run for the Whalers. What a game we got here, Greg. I'll tell you.
See if Durfee can go back to what they were doing. All right, they just nailed Antone with a foul.
That is his 3rd foul.
I hate to sound mean, but that's good news for Durfee.
Oh, it is. I don't think you see you're being mean. I think you're.
It's kind of my nature.
You know, I think it's a fact. You're right. It is. So he's going to take a seat probably for the rest of this quarter. 42.9 seconds. Nera gets a very lucky bounce right there on the 1-and-1.
Fortuitous.
Ooh, like that.
Wow,
that one no good. Up the ladder goes Brendan Cavallo, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Dive.
Oh,
football player.
Boy, oh, ball is loose.
In the crowd.
Out of bounds. Durfee's got it. Yeah, this is, I gotta tell you, intensity-wise, this is probably one of the best games I've seen in a while. I mean, it's low scoring, but this is some fun basketball tonight.
Yeah, there's no smiles out there, man. They're just slugging it out in a constructive way.
And Hilltoppers want some points here, and they'll get them how they can, but I'm sure they want to wait. Oliveira puts up a jumper. That's good for 2. So Gabe DeOliveira for a pair. 10 seconds for the Whalers. Outside to Resendiz cross. No good. They're not going to get it off. That is no shot. And the Hilltoppers will cling to a 26-22 lead. Probably should be bigger than that.
Oh.
So a 4-point Durfee lead in a foul-ridden, very intense first half of action, and it is Durfee that has gained 4 points on the opponent. Remember, we were tied at 11 after 1, after 2. Hilltoppers up 26-22. So, Greg, what do you think first half here? If you could sum it up in maybe a couple sentences here, what are you thinking?
I think Durfee's going to be very happy. Remember, we talked about keeping the score down, and they've done that. You know, New Bedford got hot in the last 5 minutes of the first half, but, you know, then they weren't going to be freezing all night. So yeah. I would say very encouraging. Maybe my only concern would be Durfee's top players maybe getting a little tired toward the end of the second half. It's very intense. New Bedford, I think, is subbing a little more, but Durfee's going to the bench. So this is a good game, and I think just the type of game Durfee wanted.
Sure is. All right. We have halftime now, third quarter. Coming up next on Fred TV, we got a real barn burner here. Stick around. You don't want to miss the end of this one. All right, we're back here at the field house. Greg Sullivan joining me, Evan Massoud for Big Three, boys basketball, Durfee and New Bedford. And as we said to end the first half, Greg, my oh my, we got a great basketball game on our hands.
Absolutely, and coaches say, I don't even know how true it is, but they like to point to like the first 2-3 minutes of the second half, you know, as very, very big. In other words, is Durfee concerned New Bedford will come out 10-2 and then it'll be a different game?
Yeah.
Or, you know, Durfee come out with an 8-0, or it might be dead even and we'll say it was irrelevant, but we'll see.
You know, you never know. That's why we got to play the game. That's the beauty of live sports. But I would tend to agree with you, though, because when you come out from the locker rooms, obviously it's kind of a, you know, a chess game. Will your opponent make changes, or are they going to stick to what they're doing? You got to kind of see and feel it out, too, a little bit.
Yeah, and I think Durfee, one thing I bet, since both teams seem to have about 50 people on the coaching staff, so I would assume this game has been very well scouted.
Yeah, I would suspect so. Hilltoppers are going to start with possession here to begin the third quarter. Joe Camara will inbound to Tyshawn Lopes. 26-22, the Hilltoppers lead the Whalers as we begin the second half. Of course, we switch sides here, so Durfee now shooting on the left. New Bedford on the right. I kind of like that you can finish shooting as that'll fall. Basket and one for the foul for Morency, who has now 9 points in the contest. Looking to get into double digits. He would be our first player of the night to get into double digits if he can sink the free throw. The foul was on Condi, his second, team first here in the second half. Morency no good on the free throw. So he's been good underneath. Free throws, though, just 1 for 3 on the night for Morency.
Yeah, Durfee as a whole is not shooting their free throws well.
And a very good rebound, being double teamed. With some good underneath defense here. Back outside. That's good for 3. Diaz gets in the book. He hadn't had any points to this point in the game. One of the captains for New Bedford, number 5 there.
And we've been told he's a player to watch for.
Brendan White kind of took an extra step back there, getting settled. McCoy with the block, loose ball. New Bedford's going to have it. I think White might have been lucky to not get called on a travel there. Loose ball again, and going to have a reach in and a foul here by Nilanera.
Oh, well, just kind of have to grin and bear one of those fouls. It was a loose ball. He went after it. The other kid went at it. In the angle of the body, they called it on Nillan. So.
Yeah. Nillan's second foul of the night. Durfee's first here in the third. And the Whalers take it back over. Good feed underneath. Better block.
Wow, that was quite a block. That was a long arm block because the kid really had position on him.
I know. Morency can climb the ladder, that's for sure. I mean, you know, you're looking at McCoy's tall, but I think Morency's taller. McCoy's just, you know, a little beefier. Right? He's just a bigger body. But I think Morency's still the tallest one on the court. That could have been a foul. Should have been a foul. Yeah, Tyshawn Lopes probably should have had a foul on that, and now instead it's a turnover. Both coaches barking at the officials, who have shown great restraint tonight.
Why can't we all get along?
Like the old Barney song, I love you, right? You love me.
Pick it up. Uh-oh.
Nice feed underneath to McCoy. And it is a 1-point game. Nilanera. Good feed to Joe Camara. Now to Morency. Back out to Nilan.
Give Morency
Looking
credit. That's not a shot, so he passed it up.
Joe Camara with the basket. He's got 4 points. He had a basket way back in the first quarter, now adding to his resume for tonight. Almost thrown away. Antone reels it in. It costs.
Nice crossover.
Really,
yeah, he
and
got
the
bumped.
foul. And who went down for Durfee? I think that was Joe. It was Joe Camara.
Yeah, that was Nera. 3 on him,
Oh, they gave it a Nera.
Yeah, he was the one who bumped him.
Wow, good eyes, Greg. I didn't think so. Nilan's third. I really thought it was Joe. I mean, because Joe's the one who went on the ground. I figured he was the one who kind of got in the way. All right, Antone shooting 2. Hits the first. So he is 4 for 5 on the night.
You know what bugs me a little, Evan?
What bugs you? What grinds your gears, Greg?
This whole hugging and slapping 5 and shaking hands because someone made a free throw.
Yeah, I understand.
Let's just, you know.
You know, the NBA does it, so we got to do it at the high school level.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even more so, all the lovey-dovey huggy when a guy misses one.
I want to describe
Yeah,
the
What the heck is going on? The late John Pacheco from Diamond would have driven him crazy.
I mean, I could see in the, you know, like Tommy Keys when he, you know, went 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter in the championship game for the Cougars.
Uh-huh. Oh,
All right,
yeah.
I could understand
What a
that.
memory.
Well, in case you missed it.
That was at the Garden.
Is that the Garden? That's right. In case you missed it, I just did a 5-year anniversary piece. It aired right before Christmas.
Wow.
And I caught up with Tommy, Jack Santoro, Brian Quinn, and John Gonzalo. They all met me before they went back to college in August. And I've been saving it as kind of a basketball start of the season thing. And so that was kind of the thing I was working on right before the season started. For 3 in the lead. Got it! Elijah Diaz with a pair of 3s here in the third.
I'd be shocked if we see a lot of that kid this half.
And we're going back the other way. New Bedford with a wave of momentum. And that really started with the questionable foul on Joe Camara moments ago, which gave New Bedford the ball back and set up that 3. So the Whalers lead it once again. They haven't led since way back in the first quarter. This is for 3, and that is no good. McCoy using the height. Foul. And he's going to get called. This should be his second. It is.
I agree with you. I think Morency is taller. Let's see if Durfee goes back to that, making things happen at the foul line.
Well, one thing that's happening is New Bedford's defense has really gotten. Look at the block! Morency says no thanks. Nera.
Oh, that's goaltending.
It is goaltending. That's a basket and a foul.
Mr. Rudolph, no need to argue.
That sure is goal. That's a great call. I am really impressed by our officials tonight. So basket's good for Nilanera. And now it's going to take the extra shot to try to put Durfee back ahead. It results in a foul, the third for Condi, who will most likely be subbed out in a moment by Baron Hilton. Nera with the basket. 3-point swing, Hilltoppers back in front. Condi will take a seat now after picking up that third foul on the goaltending. Fouls are 3 aside. Hilltoppers lead by 1, 33-32. And there is Baron Hilton just into the game. Got it to McCoy.
Travel. Oh.
That's a tough call. That's going to be Morency's third foul. So Morency with 3, Nera with 3 individually. And now a foul on White, it appears.
So that's 5 team fouls already, Evan.
Yeah, and White didn't like that one. Saw his expression right away. That's his first foul of the night, by the way. Resets the shot clock. Loose ball.
On the line. Yeah, I think no.
Hey, that's a little much, and unfortunately, this is getting ugly quickly here.
Oh, now we got.
You know, well, I will say it kind of shades of the old days,
Yeah,
I guess,
people
right?
running out on the court. This is a little. It's getting a little explosive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This was one of those things. Was kind of waiting for this to happen, though. I hate to say it, because tensions have been boiling over since the first quarter, and it started with the coaches. More so, Coach Rudolph.
What we had were a couple kids over on that side. There was the pushing and shoving. The next thing you know, we had an awful lot of people on the court.
So now that was Nera, and I did not see who it was for New Bedford. Now the officials are going to talk it over.
The original guy wasn't McCoy, but McCoy was kind of the third man in over there.
Yeah.
Millen and someone else were just yanking on the basketball.
I mean, Nillen was on the ground. You could see that. But I couldn't really see much else until they started, pushing and shoving.
But you know something? You can't have these people, these players coming on the court like that. That's
No.
insane.
Well, that was basically the benches.
Yes, that was just like.
All right, so
no.
now we're going to get the word here from the
Can't do
officials,
that.
who's going to leave and who's not. And Brad Buston, our athletic director, out there now, he's going to get the good word. And, this is probably going to result in suspensions for both players, or for the players that were thoroughly involved in this. Going to try to regain control. So we are at a official timeout with 4:17 to play in the third quarter after, I guess we'll call it a high school scuffle. Okay? Not a full-out brawl or fight by any means. Tensions rising. The Durfee 6-man getting loud. The New Bedford crowd getting loud. Boy, it's like 30 years ago, Greg.
That's it, huh?
At least from what I'm told. Unfortunately, I wasn't around.
You
but
just have to read about it, yeah.
I've read, I've seen the video, and I know it was awesome. Long discussion at center court. As Coach, again, athletic director Brad Buston getting an earful and a full explanation from these officials.
We might have to send you down to the scorer's table, Evan. Find out exactly what's getting called.
All right, so now the coaches will come in and listen. And we're going to see who's getting the short end of the stick in a minute based on the reaction. been a long time. I don't think I've ever seen an altercation like that. Again, this is my 6th season. Haven't seen it. Now, we don't cover every game, obviously. So we don't, we do as many as we can. We can't possibly do every game. So just other things go on that we don't know about? Sure, it's possible. But at least on tape in a game that we're broadcasting on the big stage like this, tension's boiling over for sure in this heated, historic rivalry.
Yeah, maybe we should get a comment from Mr. Coogan over here. What does he think about all this? Let's get Paul Coogan in the booth.
Poor Mr. Coogan.
Which way was he going when that broke out?
My guess is, I didn't even see him run out. Did he run out?
I don't believe so.
I don't think he did. The administrators ran out, the security guards ran out, coaches ran out.
It would be nice to get back to the game. Man.
I know, it's just I credit the officials because they are taking their time to explain all of this and what went on. Hopefully they're gonna come to the bench, I hope, and say what's going on.
I wish I had gotten a good look at who Nillen was kind of squared off with first. But then Big Rudolph got involved in, and then a lot of bodies showed up on the scene.
You mean Rudolph is the coach? You mean
I'm sorry
McCoy?
About that. McCoy, yes. McCoy. Sorry about that, Coach.
We made it to the 3rd quarter, Greg.
Yeah, why not?
They're
that's
both
funny.
funny.
To me, New Bedford names from the past.
Yeah. Well, Coach Rudolph just walked away, like whatever, and just went right back to the fray here with his team. So I'm not sure if he's happy or if he's just like, it is what it is.
It's been a while now, Evan. We've been flapping our gums for a while. Let's get the game back.
Well, we let it breathe.
Yeah.
Vin Scully always said it best, the one-man band doing baseball.
Oh, speaking of Vin, he always said it was important every, minute and a half. The score is Durfee 33-32 with 4:17 left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, that's because he came from a time before there were graphics.
Yeah.
Coach Guimond walking away quietly. Oh, Coach Rudolph back in.
Is back. Just a quick thought. Nope. Now another thought. Nope.
Right now, the players kind of just want. I think it's not good for the players too, because I'm sure they're rearing ready to go here. All right, so here's going to be the word.
Listen in, Evan.
See what we can do. Maybe we'll be able to get Athletic Director Buston to at least let us know what the decision was, so we can have it accurate in the book and be able to figure out what's going on. I don't know where Brad went. He was just standing there, and all of a sudden he disappeared on me here. Like the Phantom. Oh, he went to talk to security.
Good move. I think they might arrange for fans from different schools to go out different doors at the end of this.
Hey, guess what? Nillen is still in the game. None of the toppers are gone. We may see some technical fouls and some shots. All right, so we do know that McCoy is gone. White at the line shooting for one of the technicals. And Greg, you have more on that.
Yep, according to our good friend Brendan from the Standard Times, with techs on both coaches.
Yep.
and on both 15, which would be Millen,
Yeah.
and 20 for New Bedford. But it seems like it's just we only saw one tech shot.
Yeah, so I'm not
and
quite
McCoy
sure.
ejected as we.
Yeah, so but only one shot.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
always
backcourt. Nillen stepped over the line. Mental error right there as they try to get back into the game. But yes, that's interesting. All right, they just put a foul up on the board for Durfee, so they're still adjusting the fouls. Hilltoppers officially now with 7. New Bedford with 5. So the 2 techs on both sides. So now 7 and 5, Durfee and New Bedford on fouls. But again, yeah, just the one free throw. Travel called.
I mean, is there such a thing as offsetting techs so you don't bother to shoot them in something
I
like
thought
this?
so. So Nillen got the tech and Hilton got the tech for New Bedford. Number 20, we said, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Brendan thought both coaches were giving one.
Yep.
Yep. And McCoy must have gotten one for the ejection. And I would imagine maybe that's the one that actually got shot.
Yeah. Nillen shooting 2. Crowd on the right of us didn't like that call. Of course, that's the New Bedford crowd. So White shot 1 for that tech. I'm still not quite sure where that came from. That was the technical foul shot.
He made 1 of 2. He did get 2.
It was 1 of 2, okay. Nillen, 2 for 2. Loose ball, rammed into Nillen-Nera. No good, no foul. Outside to Antone, no good. Put back, no good. Tons of bodies and a whistle. And I think Nillen's getting called on another foul here. That's 5 for Nillen because the tech gave him his 4th. So Nillen has fouled out of this game. So Nillen out of the game. That's Durfee's 8th foul. And a unsportsmanlike jeer from the New Bedford bench. I would have expected it from the crowd, but from the players on the bench, that's a little bit poor right there.
Mm-hmm. So each team is missing one very important frontline player.
Yeah. So Madrano is in there for the Hilltoppers, and I would expect him to be in there for much of the rest of this game.
And New Bedford's in the double, I believe.
A very lucky bounce for Condi. This basket's been favorable to our right here tonight. We've seen that a couple times. Another lucky
You're all
bounce.
over that one.
So the 1-and-1 made 2 points. White to the hoop. No good. Going back the other way. Madrano gets pushed down. To the corner it goes. Back to Diaz, who has a pair of threes this quarter, which was only 4 minutes of game time ago. It seems like an eternity. Madrano comes out with it. 3 minutes to play in the third in what has been a marathon third quarter. You said the first 2 or 3 minutes of the third would be important. Well, it's turned out to be minute 4. Joe Camara just missing the mark.
Strong. He had time to set his feet and everything there, and he shot it long.
Perez.
Good defense there.
Loose ball going out. Durfee will have it.
Whoa.
That is a long-range
That is a
pass,
long
almost
fastball.
backcourt too. He had one step still in it, so he didn't necessarily go back.
Kamara on a cut.
Put in. 38-34. Hilltoppers up their lead. I got people texting me because I got, we're not in the cheap seats. We have the good seats. Was there a fight? What happened? Yeah, not going to comment right now.
There were too many people on the court, I can say that for sure.
All right, Durfee's 9th foul goes to Tyshawn Lopes. It is his second. He had one in the back in the first quarter. Free throw from Perez is good. So he had a pair way back in the first and then a 3. And now here in the third, he hits a pair of free throws. So he's 4 for 4 at the line. Brendan White.
Yep.
And Joe Kamara.
New Bedford had a great trap on Brendan White there in the corner. It looks like somebody got a little forearm or wrist.
Yeah, so now New Bedford with 7 fouls. It's the 3rd foul for Hilton, who's seen limited playing time. Hilton was the one who got the tech for New Bedford moments ago. Brendan White on the 1-on-1 misses the first one. Little jumper in the paint. No good.
Bugged that shot a lot.
And he got it back. Now Antone in the corner for a 3. No good. Kamara with the rebound gets it to Lopes.
Lopes is going to go to the hoop.
He is, and he gets the foul. And 1. This is what driving the lane gets you. Didn't go in. He was getting fouled anyway.
You're really hopping on that one. I like it, Evan.
I like aggressive play. Can't be afraid. It's a 4-point game for the Hilltoppers. Lopes going to try to make it 5. He does. And a timeout. Oh, my bad. No timeout. Just a substitution here as Hilton comes out. And we'll see Kenny Franklin, number 30, back into the game. I think this is his second stint into the game. Elias Perez drops back. Long 3. Got it! Perez with a 3. 2-point game. To the corner, and Medrano. Well, that's almost
nice dish.
That was a great pass. That was a travel, in my opinion.
Tall angles.
Kamara got the feed there.
I kind of like it, sort of a jump hook there, old school.
Another corner 3 for New Bedford. It does not fall. Kamara comes away with it. They get it to Lopes, to the hoop. He cannot put that one in.
13.
And a foul.
That's going to be on Morency. Crashed over the back. I hope he does not argue that one.
Yep. Durfee's 10th. That's the team limit, and we're not even out of the third yet. Now this is dangerous territory. Morency now with 4 fouls. He's going to have to sit. And we see Brendan Cavallo, number 31, ready to check in for the Hilltoppers. Morency's going to probably sit for the rest of this quarter, maybe a good portion of the fourth. Don't want to lose Nillen and Morency. That makes a big difference in such a tight, contested game. 2 shots. First one misses for Diaz. Morency does take a seat. Second shot is good. That was Diaz's first trip to the line all game. And he made a 1-for-2 trip. It's a 1-possession game, 43-40. Joe Kamara back out to Brendan White. 60 seconds to play in the third quarter.
2 very small lineups out there right now, Evan. Look at it.
Yeah, great feed. Cavallo just into the game. Welcome to the field house, Brendan Cavallo. Turnaround 3 on the other side. Diaz with 10 points this quarter. Holy cow. Medrano wants one.
Look out.
No good.
Over
the basket. Isaiah Robertson coming into the game now, number 23 for the Whalers, and they're subbing like crazy. Way more subs than Durfee's using, that's for sure.
Whoa.
That should have been a foul. That was a foul, and they missed it.
It's only a foul if you call it.
There was contact on the arm. That wasn't ball. That was on the arm. Lopes loses it. Speeding by is Antone. Basket. No good, but the foul that time. Again, Durfee is maxed out, so this is 2 shots the rest of the way.
Antone flashed that crazy fast speed right there, those last 3 steps.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was insane. Madrano's 3rd foul is going to put Antone at the line. He has only missed once.
I think he's the one guy hitting free throws tonight.
Yeah, I'd say he and, Perez, but small sample size because Perez just had 2 out of his 4 a moment ago. Antone with a pair, and we're tied at 45.
My goodness gracious.
11 seconds to play in the 3rd. The Toppers would like to end it with a lead. Brendan White crosses center court. Cavallo screens. White loses the ball. 1 second. Antone doesn't go. And we end the 3rd all knotted up at 45 in a very drama-filled 3rd quarter.
We've been here a long time now, Evan.
We sure have. 19 points that quarter for Durfee. 23 for New Bedford. Unbelievable. This is one heck of a game. One of the craziest games we've seen from the Fieldhouse in a long time. Now let's make sure my math is right here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 for Durfee. And for the Whalers, they have their 23. Highest output for either side in this game. The Whalers' 3rd quarter, 23 points.
Which is more than they scored in the entire first half, I do believe, Evan.
That's right, 22 in the first half. Way to go, Greg. And that is on the tail, really, 4 from downtown for the Whalers in that quarter. So 12 on just 4 shots, 12 points. And then you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 9 for 10 at the line. Again, Durfee heavy on the fouls, already at the team limit. So it's going to be 2 shots for New Bedford the rest of the way. They got to just be careful, keep Morency away, or keep him at bay. You don't want to lose him too early. And again, I think that's why Coach Guimond not having Morency out there to start this quarter.
You know, that's a good move. I bet he'll shoot for the old 6.5-minute mark and then put him in and see
probably.
what's happening.
So Madrano with 3 fouls. Nera has fouled out. Morency with 4. Rest of the lineup with 2 or less. For New Bedford, 3 for Antone and Condi, 4 for Hilton. That was nice. Antone is starting to heat up.
Another speed drive.
He has 14 points.
I think if nothing else, Durfee's defense might have to say, Antone, beat me going to your left, because he just explodes to his right.
Cavallo goes down, no foul. Misses the shot. Antone, what a pass to Diaz. It does not fall. The Hilltoppers come away with it, but that was just filthy.
Oh,
Loose ball put up by
garbage.
White.
Garbage is good.
Doesn't have to look pretty.
No.
Good favorable bounce. It goes back to Perez. Now Perez wants a 3, a little knuckleball, doesn't fall. And the crowd will let him hear it. Tyshawn Lopes brings it out.
Oh my goodness.
Madrano knocked back on the 3 ball, not giving him any foul.
Yeah, he kind of got, you know, boxing out's one thing. That was a hip check.
It was. Antone for the lead. That should have been a 3-point foul moments ago there.
Let's see how Durfee responds here. Now suddenly they're down 3.
But we can argue
Whoa.
that we've seen now
Yeah.
2 fouls on both sides that were missed, so we'll give them that one.
Lopes took a good bump there out of way.
Yep.
Now let's see, sometimes people, Evan, they
Yep.
look tired and then all of a sudden they do something spectacular. Tyshawn Lopes looks tired right now. So
He
let's
does,
see
and
what
he's been
happens.
very quiet. No 3 balls, just the 2 field goals and the and 1. Morency back in, because this is a 1-1, probably hoping for some height should
Okay.
Lopes miss it.
Right at our mark here, huh?
6:26. Oh, you're a prophet, man, I'll tell you.
It's actually frightening.
Lopes with the first. It's frightening. That's great. That really is.
Remember Flabor from Brockton? I remember him too. Flubber.
I think something like that.
Yeah. Son of, and all we were doing those jokes.
2 shots on a 1-1, which adds pressure for Lopes. So nicely done there. It's a 1-point game.
Yep, little chest bump. Evan, I think I would suggest if someone out there lives relatively close, come on out and catch the end of this one. You get in for free, probably.
I know. The foul is on Medrano. This is his 4th foul. And it is 2 shots for Antone, who's been lighting it up. So with that shot, Antone now with 18 points. Leading scorer by a long shot here. No good. Kamara up
Big
the ladder.
rebound, Joe.
That is a big rebound, and it keeps it a 1 possession, only a 2-point game. White, speed, basket,
Yes.
goes down. We're seeing the resurgence of White. It's a White Antone show right now.
Yeah. That's called going
Look
to
at
the
that
rim.
quick 3. No good. It's long. Medrano with the rebound. 51-51 after White's last basket. This is a nail biter.
I say keep going to the hoop. Morency.
Oh, you think?
Travel.
Travel on Morency.
I think Morency needs to get the ball about 5 feet closer to the hoop, and then that's a long way for the high dribble to try to get through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Timeout who, Durfee?
Timeout Hilltoppers. Coach Jameson Guimond calling the timeout. So that actually gives me a chance to kind of sum up some of these numbers from the 3rd quarter. So Morency with 9 in the shortened 3rd quarter. 8 points for Joe Kamara, who had 6 in that 3rd.
Good old Joe.
10 points for Nilanera before he got fouled out. So he had a good 3rd quarter going. And let's see, that's 5 there and 2 there. Okay. And then on the other side, again, leading the way is Antone. He's got 18 points for the Whalers. Also in the double digits is Diaz. He has 10, and those all came in the 3rd. 3 shots from downtown drained by Diaz in the 3rd.
I'm curious to see what he does in this, because he was very quiet in the first half, correct?
He
Mr.
was.
Massoud?
In fact, he was scoreless. Colby McCoy, who was ejected, he had 5 points on the night prior to getting tossed from the ball game. But again, for the Hilltoppers, they have 8 players with points. For New Bedford, just 6 players with points. So they rely on a select few, it appears.
Absolutely.
Durfee showing some depth, being able to get multiple guys through the stingy defense of New Bedford. I'd say that's a win even with a loss if it turns out that way. You know?
Yeah, it's what they want. It's to be, better than an team. They need several guys.
Blocked.
Oh, he blocked it. Morency blocked a 3.
That's incredible. Now, there's a significant height difference there, but that's just a solid, clean block. Tyshawn Lopes needs to hit a 3-ball. Oh, he thought about it right there. He loves the wicked long.
I want White to drive again. Pump fake. Go by him.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Can't get through. Joe
Big
Kamara
Joe.
can't get through.
He'll go to the hoop. Oh, a little forearm. Never hurt.
Can't get it to fall. And the Hilltoppers give it back.
Oh,
And now I've got a foul.
Medrano way out on the side.
And there goes Medrano. He's done.
Uh-oh.
That's 5. Medrano has fouled out. And that's very scary because Morency with the 4, you can't lose 3 guys in one game here. Again, Hilltoppers have been very foul heavy. So Madrano, I got to give props to him because he had those 2 big 3 balls in the second quarter, and he's come in and done a really nice job off the bench. It's a shame he fouled out. All right, Diaz at the line, hits the first.
5 minutes even to go here.
And the Whalers pull back in front by a point. It's 52-51. Make it 53, 2-point game. So Madrano now out of the game. Morency out to Lopes. That's off the mark.
Yeah, you could see it from our angle.
Yep. Can't get a 3 to fall. And right now, the way New Bedford's pressing, you can't waste a trip to the other end of the court and come up empty. That's for 3. That looks good, and it is!
Diaz again.
Huge 3 from Diaz, his 4th from downtown in this game. And now a 5-point New Bedford lead.
Boy, that kid saved it for the second half.
Yeah, he sure has. That is now 15 for him since the start of the third quarter. Team captain, he's not a team captain for no reason. 15 points in the second half, 15 points for the game for him. That's impressive. So 56-51 now. New Bedford still with the 9 fouls, so Durfee in a 1-and-1 situation right now. And the Hilltoppers have maxed out, so 2 shots. Again, 2 shots the rest of the way for the Whalers. Any fouls that come Durfee's way, or that are committed by Durfee, I should say.
And we have Athletics Director Brad Buston, I think, discussing security issues here, how to empty this place calmly and safely when it's over.
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of...
I don't think the players are the issue. They're just worried about people getting a little hot-headed out of the crowd.
I'm wondering if it's trying to get the players out safely more than everybody else right now. I don't know. There's a lot of scrambling going on, so something's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Maybe it's better that way.
Can't believe they don't consult with us.
What a feed to Morency, patiently, and 1 for the foul. That's big right there. The free throw is going to be even bigger, though, if he can hit it. Now, that's textbook. They were doing that in the first half. Haven't seen much of that in the second half.
And with McCoy out of there, Morency's even more confident. No one's going to block him.
Yeah,
so
you got to just do it.
He gathered himself and put it up and in.
Look at Durfee playing a safe zone defense. 3 guys back.
Oh, boy.
That's no good. Morency can't hit that. It did put him into double digits, so he has 11 for the game with that last basket. Antone.
Yep.
And now a foul. That's going to be on Joe Camara. And it looks like Robertson's going to go to the line. Yep, that was Camara. Joe with his 3rd. 2 shots for Robertson. That's what happens when you get to your team limit. Robertson hasn't seen much playing time. He doesn't have a point. This is his first trip to the line, first chance for any points.
Boom.
Hits the second. That's a big one. Interesting to remember, too, that foul that...
oh, we got bodies flying.
Yeah, really. And a turnover. And a foul. Another one. My goodness gracious. Coach Guimond not happy that nothing was called when Joe went down. Now on the other end, so this is Tyshawn Lopes' 3rd foul. Diaz at the line has only missed one tonight, now two.
Now 2. The power of Masood.
If only it was that easy, they'd have me at every game.
Oh, a little behind the back there. You see that? Part of his routine.
Yeah. Second one good. 4 for 6 is Diaz at the line tonight. 5-point game again. Hilltoppers need some points here.
Good dish.
No wasted trips. Morency gets it back, puts it in for 2. That's a huge basket right there.
And Brendan White did a real nice job keeping that rebound alive.
Yeah. Antone alone. Puts it up and in.
Uh-oh.
That's a full body check against Joe Camara there. Whaler's still with it. We're going to have a whistle sooner or later. A whistle by the officials.
Ball.
A jump ball.
Durfee's way.
Yeah. Coach Rudolph tried to get the timeout. Nobody saw him. A jump ball is called. And it's Durfee ball.
It's for Durfee, 13.
All right, I have to be honest. You're right. Durfee's looking a little tired, I think. It seems like New Bedford's overpowering with the speed here. And the full court press for sure. Gabe De Oliveira into the game for Durfee now, number 21. Lopes back out to Morency. Driving the lane, is fouled, and will take 2 shots.
Let's hope he can make them. The Hilltoppers not shooting free throws well here.
So New Bedford already at their team limit as well. This is Antone's 4th foul, so that's some caution here, I'm sure. 2 shots from Morency. He's going to hit these. He's only hit 1 tonight in 4 chances.
Long.
And he misses. These are the shots you got to hit. What a wild night at the Fieldhouse.
Oh, boy.
0 for 2 at the line. That's a killer right there. And you know Morency's feeling it, given how much of a gamer he is. Antone all alone, uncovered for 3. Timeout, Durfee. The zone defense not working for the Hilltoppers right now. They're giving up too many baskets. A little bit of taunting going on by number 15.
I know. He's getting all
Perez.
involved here.
Again, our officials showing a lot of restraint here, understanding what's at stake here, but plenty of time left in this game. No need for showboating. 55, Durfee with 55 points, but New Bedford with 63, thanks to that last 3. And with it, so now Antone with 23 points on the night.
I must call you Neil because I know your dad for a lot of years.
I know you do.
I give New Bedford credit to be shooting threes this well this late in the game.
Yeah.
When legs should be a little bit tired. Threes can be an early in the game, early in the half thing, but they're sticking them now. But they're also open. Durfee maybe a quarter of a step slower just from fatigue. Those have been open threes the last few minutes. Off good ball win. Antone break down the defense too.
Oh yeah. This second half, it's been the Antone Diaz show. That's it. Between the two of them, say 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 15 points, and 16. Between the two of them, 31 points. Basically half the scoring of the game between Antone and Diaz for New Bedford here in the second half alone.
You know something, and you can tell yourself all you want, well, we'll take those 2 away, but especially how fast Antone is.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, and again, I credit Durfee. I mean, really, this has been a good performance. Not writing them off just yet, but still. Oh, Lopes thought about it, had pressure.
All the way to the hoop. Ooh. Uh-oh, Antone don't like that one.
Hey, that's 5 for Antone. He's gone now. So he's fouled out. That's huge for the Hilltoppers. That might be a big break. Tyshawn Lopes going to shoot 2. He is 3 for 3 at the line. This would make it a 5-point game if he can sink them both.
This rule, Mr. Masood, I have never understood. Why do you get, whether, was it 30 seconds or a minute, because your guy fouled out? Are you not familiar with your personnel?
Yeah, I know.
It's like you're getting rewarded with a timeout because the guy fouled out. Dumb rule, and we're going to get it changed.
All right. You let me know how that goes with the MIAA, okay?
I'm going to figure out whom to call.
Lopes, first free throw is good. I love the enthusiasm from both sides tonight.
Yeah, they are just going at it. These guys are.
And it really goes back to that scuffle.
You love the scuffle.
Yeah. It doesn't set a good example, but sometimes it happens. That's all we'll say on that. 2 shots, 5 for 5 at the line is Lopes here in this game. And it is now a 6-point game. I added wrong. So 63-57. Perez has been dangerous from downtown tonight. Got to keep an eye on him. He has the ball now. Morency with 4 fouls. Got to be careful.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't fall. D'Oliveira, the height. The soccer player height. He's not the tallest, but he can go up the ladder.
You know, some Durfee scores here. There's 2 minutes. Things are a little different.
Oh, White can't get it to go.
That was a good, strong move.
It was beautifully done. That's a shame.
That's a reach.
Yep. Those will just kill you. Tyshawn Lopes, this is his 4th foul. So now Durfee with Lopes and Morency, both with 4 fouls. This has been, the foul line in my book is just totally colored in right now. And the thing is, they got the guy who they want at the line, Diaz, who's been outstanding. They're going to foul. They got to foul somebody else. 2 shots made. And it is back up to an 8-point lead with under 2 minutes to play. Time getting away from Durfee now. Lopes can't get it to go.
Round and out.
And you know, the Hilltoppers, this is where they're struggling with points. Just the 12 points this quarter. New Bedford's put up 20. Gabe D'Oliveira picks up a foul, and we'll have another 2 shots. Another 2 shots for the Whalers. And this time it's going to be Resendiz Cross, who only has a lone 3 way back in the 2nd. First trip to the line for him.
Oh!
That's no good. I was going to say, if that goes in, I want that basket checked, because we've seen both sides get way too lucky on this right basket. Second one is good.
A couple of Durfee fans across the way. I believe Durfee fans have been asked to leave.
Yep. Lopes can't get that to go. Another rebound going to New Bedford. A whistle and a travel and a Durfee ball with 94 seconds to play.
Oh, I like that. You break that into seconds there. I like that.
Well, you know, got to keep people on their toes.
I like it. I'm happy. Stick it.
Oh, Lopes juggled it.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get it to go. The shot's not falling for Durfee and time running out. And D'Oliveira going to get called.
Oh, Durfee, don't lose your cool and be foolish here.
D'Oliveira with his 2nd foul. Back to back.
You know, somebody's teammate's going to pull him away.
I have a feeling he may be coming out because Brendan Caballo's waiting to check in. My guess is they're going to have him come in. First free throw for Condi is no good. That's his first miss, albeit small sample size. He was 3 for 3 prior to the miss. Oh, Morency coming out. Well, that's interesting. Morency has not fouled out.
No.
He's the big guy. This is a real interesting turn of events here. Lopes, paint, basket. Good this time. And a timeout, Durfee. It is a 7-point game. Shall we do it? 77 seconds to play.
Go.
7-point game, 77 seconds.
Not,
Will 7 be the lucky number?
we shall see. Not over. Not over, guys.
3 sevens is always a lucky number, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see. Maybe it'll pay off for Durfee. Got to erase it. A lot of work to do. And the biggest thing is, you know, for New Bedford, for them to be able to sustain without McCoy, that really shows a lot about New Bedford's character as a team and how strong they've been lately. Again, they've averaged over 80 points per game the last 3 games. For the Hilltoppers to hold them right now to 66, I think that is a win. The fact that Durfee has put up over 50 on a defense that has averaged only 50 points allowed is a win. Sadly, the odds are not in Durfee's favor right now to win the game. They've won battles, but I don't know about the war.
Yes. So, I mean, some people thought potential for a royal blowout tonight.
Yeah, and
The way
it's
the
not
teams
that
matched
by any
up,
stretch.
Nothing close at all.
No.
So.
You can argue that New Bedford pulled away here in the 4th because it was 45 tie after 3. And a foul. So we're going to start giving fouls. These last minute 14 seconds could be very long. We're
These
going to
last 74 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to, again, keep people on their toes. Brendan Carvalho into the game with fouls to give. This is his first one. Insurmountable number
Behind
of fouls.
the back.
I know. But see, the problem is New Bedford knows what's up. They're getting it to Diaz, who's hitting them. And who can Durfee foul? They have to foul who's got the ball. So, I mean, you know, Coach Rudolph knows the deal here. This is not like anything new. 9-point game. 70 seconds to play in what is looking like it will be a heartbreaking loss for the Hilltoppers. White throws it away, but Lopes is able to get it back. Going in the paint. Again, some of these are such great touches that just not falling late in the game. Tyshawn Lopes just got his 5th foul, so he has fouled out. We have had 4 foul outs combined between the two teams, plus the ejection. I mean, I've seen more players leave this game permanently than I've seen in a season. This is absolutely crazy. Baron Hilton has 0 points tonight. He's at the line with his first chance for points. So it appears we're seeing security now, and Athletic Director Busson, he's explaining New Bedford is leaving through the main entrance. It looks like the Durfee fans are being forced to leave. They are keeping people separate. The banner side, the far side of the field house. So
Good
we're
move.
Segregating.
Based on experience.
Yep, absolutely. Another foul. So a 3rd foul for Robertson. Now Joe Camaro will go to the line. It's a 10-point game after Hilton just added to the stat sheet, getting his first point of the game for New Bedford. Camaro will shoot 2.
Oh, boy.
No good. Joe hasn't been to the line tonight. First trip. And that one misses as well. Well, the Hilltoppers were able to hang with New Bedford for 3 quarters, maybe 3+ quarters, and I give them a lot of credit. But it seems like the wheels, and now a timeout, wheels kind of fell off. Honestly, once Nillen fouled out, really, things kind of went south a little bit heading into the 4th quarter.
And just, I hate to dwell on it, just some of the shots Durfee's missed in the last 5 minutes were like leg shots, just not over the rim.
Oh, easily This should probably be about a 3 or 4 point game right now. I'd say 2 possession on the low end, because we saw 3 shots that any of the day would have fallen. They just didn't go.
So Durfee, I mean, has not fallen into the trap of panicky, silly
No.
shots at the end. They've done a lot of things. They've really attacked the rim a lot.
I mean, the free throws, though, New Bedford's killed it with the free throws here in the second half, and that's because Durfee hit their team limit in the third quarter. You know, that's not a good recipe either.
No, sir.
We look at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28 free throws for New Bedford in the second half alone, and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 misses.
That's why we're here so late.
That's why they're up by 10, and there's a 3-ball. Diaz finishes it off.
I think that was ill-advised, but he drained it, so what can you say?
You know, it is what it is. Why not take it? You're up by 10. Seriously. Brendan White going to the line. Cross picks up his second foul.
Wow,
no good.
Struggling.
White has hit only 1 tonight, and that was on the tech when he had nobody around him. That one did not go either.
All right, stop shooting. No, you don't
Another
need that.
3.
You don't need that. Just
10 seconds. It's time to run out the clock.
run it out, kids. No.
This is a Bill Belichick coaching style for Coach Rudolph. My goodness. It's high school hoops. You got it 1. Running up the score. That's a little. It's a little tic-tacky for me. I'm sorry.
72.
I mean, you played at the buzzer. I get it, but for me, that's a little much.
72-59.
And the celebration is on as we get screened here. That's all right. Celebration is on for New Bedford. They win at 72-59, and the thing is that's no way. Okay, now we got arguments with the coaches. The officials hearing it on their way back to the locker rooms. You heard it on your television set. 2 of the Durfee coaches, the assistant coaches, letting the officials hear it. Wow. I'd expect nothing less to end tonight. Seriously.
Old
this has
times,
been insane.
huh?
Seriously, this has been nuts. Let me say this. A 13-point victory is not indicative at all of how Durfee played in this game.
No,
So
this is excellent. Hey, Mike.
I mean, seriously, you can't say, New Bedford came in at Durfee and owned it. It
Nope.
was 45 apiece after 3 quarters of play. This was very much a game. New Bedford, they made the adjustments. The shots fell. They nailed some threes. The free throws were a big factor. The fourth quarter hurt Durfee, point blank.
Yep.
But you cannot say that the Hilltoppers got blown out tonight, because the
Absolutely
score is not indicative of that.
No, it was just the last 5 minutes. And Durfee, do you have their final free throw totals? I don't mean to be grim, but man, it wasn't
Durfee,
pretty.
For Durfee, well,
Yeah.
let's see. We can count it up here with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. I have 23 free throws, and I see 1. So we'll count the ones that were made, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they barely 50%. That's rough when you consider what New Bedford did in the second half alone.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I mean, again, granted, fouls were tilted the scale heavily. You know, Durfee with so many fouls, and at some point, that's all they had.
Yeah.
They had no choice. So New Bedford got more shots, but they were hitting them. You got to hit them. That's why they're there. They're free shots. So, hey, bottom line, The Hilltoppers, yes, they dropped to below 500 with the loss, but, coming off that West Roxbury win on the road and a game tonight where it really could have gone either way for 3 quarters, I don't think the Hilltoppers are going downhill. I think they're still going up from here because this was a good performance.
Yeah, I hope, it all depends how you look at it. Can they say, like, oh, we could have been in the hunt for the big 3? Mm-hmm. Or will they let it bug them at, like, now the big 3's kind of slipping away,
Well, now
so let's see what happens.
You worry about everybody else, and you go out and you win your games. You win the games that you're supposed to win down the stretch. You got Somerset coming up again. You got, I think they have Dartmouth again. I mean, there's plenty of games. They got to just do their thing and win.
Got to get to 10.
Yeah, get to 10. You got to win half your games. So, hey, that's going to do it from the Fieldhouse. Greg, always a pleasure. I'm so glad you were able to. This was short notice. I'm glad you were able to throw the headset on and do this.
Thank you. And some of the Durfee people are not happy with the animated Brian Rudolph.
No, I know. That's a topic for another day. Not something we're going to discuss today. So we're signing off.
Thank
the
you,
Fred
Evan.
TV crew behind the scenes, David Montero, Tyler Texera, Zach Souza directing tonight, Gary Leet, my colleague, helping us out, keeping things in check in our first multicam broadcast of the season. We're glad you stuck around with us.
Multicam.
Oh, yeah. Glad you stayed till the end. For Greg Sullivan, I'm Evan Massoud. So long from the Fieldhouse.
Thank you.